Welcome to AI Bedtime Stories. Today's story is called The Paradox of X. In the sprawling urban expanse of Neo-Harlem, a city where time twisted and the past and future collided in an unending dance, Malcolm X's day was not just a celebration of the man, but of the ideas he championed: justice, equality, and the courage to challenge the status quo. But in this weird fiction version of the world, the day also marked the beginning of the Paradox Festival, a strange, annual event where reality bent in history was not just remembered, but relived. Elijah Reed, a historian with a penchant for temporal anomalies, had always been fascinated by Malcolm X. His apartment was filled with antiques and holograms of Malcolm, blending the past with the technological marvels of his time. However, this Malcolm X Day, Elijah would find himself thrust into a mystery that spanned dimensions. As the festival commenced, a peculiar phenomenon began to occur throughout Neo-Harlem. Residents reported seeing apparitions of Malcolm X at various stages of his life, each appearance accompanied by powerful, resonating speeches that echoed through the streets. These weren't just recordings or holograms, they were real, tangible anomalies that seemed to tear through the fabric of time itself. Driven by curiosity and a deep sense of duty to understand these occurrences, Elijah set out to investigate. His journey took him to the heart of Neo-Harlem, beneath the old Audubon Ballroom, now a museum dedicated to civil rights history. It was here that Elijah discovered the chronosphere, an experimental device hidden beneath the museum's archives. The chronosphere, created by an unknown genius, was capable of opening rifts in time, pulling thoughts and events from the past into the present. As Elijah delved deeper into the device's mechanisms, he realized that it had been activated accidentally during the festival's preparations, tapping into the collective memory and reverence for Malcolm X embedded in the city's consciousness. With the chronosphere's power growing unstable, Elijah feared that the fabric of reality might tear apart, throwing the world into temporal chaos. To stop this, he needed to understand Malcolm X not just as a historical figure, but as a man whose thoughts and struggles were as complex as the times he lived in. Armed with his knowledge of history and temporal mechanics, Elijah recalibrated the chronosphere to stabilize the anomalies. As he worked, he found himself in a series of surreal encounters with Malcolm X at different points in his life, from the young and troubled Malcolm Little to the reflective El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz. Each encounter challenged Elijah's perceptions of history, justice, and his own role in the world. Malcolm's words, full of fire and wisdom, prompted Elijah to question not just the narratives he had learned, but the narratives he had taught as a historian. As Elijah finally stabilized the chronosphere, the apparitions began to fade, leaving behind a Neo-Harlem that was subtly changed. The people who had witnessed these anomalies were moved, inspired to engage with their history and each other in ways they had never before considered. Elijah, too, was transformed. He emerged from the ordeal with a new understanding of the power of history, not just to inform the present but to inspire the future. He continued his work, now focusing on ensuring that the lessons learned during this bizarre Malcolm X Day were not forgotten. Thus, the Paradox of X became more than just a tale of temporal anomalies. It was a story about the enduring impact of a powerful figure, the complexities of history, and the ongoing struggle for justice. In Neo-Harlem, every Malcolm X Day henceforth was a reminder that the past could sometimes break through to deliver messages we needed to hear, in ways more mysterious and powerful than anyone could imagine.